Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning. London session, 25th of September. It's 2:56 a.m. Eastern. I just need to check something because I've been playing. I needed to restart OBS and things like that, so I just want to double check. Are we on? Are we on? Are we live? Yes, we are live. Nice. Playing. I need to restart OBS and things like that. So I just want to. I'm such a amateur. I feel like really an amateur. Like I just started YouTube, and I really feel like an amateur. When I start the stream, I really need to double test everything, and I'm like, oh my god, is the sound good? And blah blah blah. Anyway, I double tested the chat, and it wasn't working, and now suddenly everything pops up, and the letters are a little bit too big. So bear with me. I can't change it during the stream. I'm going to leave it like this. But I will get back into that to improve that. But it wasn't working at all. I was testing it, making test sessions all the time, and it didn't pop up. And suddenly now it pops up. But whatever. Okay, so price action. It was very hard to make a weekly profile on Tuesday, right? Because we got an inside day, so you always have to wait till Wednesday to see what happens. But when you get a Wednesday low, that profile, when you have manipulation on Monday and Tuesday, and then you make a low, that's a very bullish weekly profile normally. So because we have that Wednesday low, and because of that very heavily manipulated price action on Monday and Tuesday, there could be an indication that we're just going to go up from here. We might have one manipulation down, but I'm extremely bullish also because we are near the end of the month, right? And like I said, we have settlement price when the market makers close the books for the stocks. They tend to want to close it as the best they can get it, and settlement price is like 2 days. So if the month end is on a Tuesday, Friday will be the last day that they can use that price for the closing books. So it all makes sense, right? So if you think about all these little things together and how price has been behaving, yeah, I'm quite bullish for the coming period, and that we might have had the Wednesday low, and that we might not even see a low below that. We might have a manipulation to the downside, but not lower than perhaps that Wednesday low, yesterday's low. So now let's look how price has been behaving so far. London is a little bit calm, but that's all good because we don't want a lot of action in London because, well, we want it. We don't mind because we're here. But well, let me know if you guys have been trading already. I know you're. Hey, listen, it's been raining here. It's summertime. I'm sitting here with just being all dressed up. My throat is, as you can hear, so I need a lot of drinks. Where's my coffee, by the way? I always get sick when it gets cooler. I can't deal with cold weather, and cold I mean cold weather for here. But anyway, so we've been going up since the low at lunch Wednesday, and we made a high in Asia around 21.45 ish, and now we're just going back into the range and going into most likely an OTE zone. Hey, we could go down. It's an analysis, right? I could be totally wrong. So, but I'm just saying, like, if you have weekly profiles, when you have 2 manipulation days and you don't have a Tuesday high or low, and you make a Wednesday low, it's highly probable and I highly advise everyone to start looking into those weekly profiles. Make your weekly profile, and then after the week is done, look was your analysis correct, what happened, and why, what day did it change, and what was occurring. And then you will see there is logic to it. And they don't always work the way the profiles are, because they're all out there as well. There's a lot of people that already went over them as well. But if you use them as a guidance, it can really help you. And start journaling it yourself. Like you make a journal for your daily work, but also look back on the week, because you'll really start seeing weekly profiles that they are, especially with Tuesday lows, what happens, what are the 3 scenarios that mostly happen. And then when Wednesday has come, then you combine it with your Tuesday, and then you can already narrow your analysis, your bias down. It really helps, but it's just an extra confluence. Everything is an extra confluence. You just build confluences. You go from the higher time frame, weekly profiles, and you narrow it down with more information. And at some point, then you have and then during the day when things start working out and you really like, oh my God, my setup is there. Then you have all these extra things already in the back of your head. And then you have these trades with full confidence, and then you can just go in with with a little bit more risk and stuff like that. So, but anyway, that is that about the weekly profile. I just want to calculate the OTE level. Let's see, or okay, 24,680. If we would drop down all the way to 24,680, Casey, are you here? Are you here? Because I want to go over the the digital time theory. Why, if we would go down, I am now going to use my digital time theory as well. So if you measure the low of yesterday, so that is 24,628.50. 24. Yeah. Okay. I think we could drop it. Oh, nah. That is exactly the level that I'm looking into, and that is. How did you get that level? It's actually 24,680-ish. I think that's the max. I think that is the max. High. Is there a high delay on the chat? Yeah. I see your chat coming in now. High delay on chats. Your chat or my chat? Let me see. I see it when you type it. I can read them. Let me just say hi. I'm typing. Let me know. Hold on. I'm typing now. Yeah, I see. It's not coming in on the yeah, okay. It's about 10 to 15 seconds. Are we good with that, guys? Very critical. No, it's good. I love it. I love it. I don't like it either, but it's 10. The chat is I typed it and it takes 10 to 15 seconds to show it on the Okay, good. Okay. Well, anyway, but Casey, or Yurt, let me know how you want me to call you. I'll call you whatever you typed in, Casey. That level, that's pretty awesome that you got there, but I don't know if you use Fibonacci levels, so I've got like three confluences there. You know, the 702 and the golden zone, right? So digital time theory is also about root candles, that's specific candle. So digital time theory has a weekly, a daily, and a yearly. I use the daily for my intraday trading, and obviously I have a weekly one. I look for higher time frame analysis, and the yearly one is really, really higher time frame. But on the daily, we use root candles, and root candles are specific candles, 1 minute candles that are of significance, and one of them is the 1202. Now, if you go to yesterday to 1202 and you extend the 1202 candle to your left, and that coincides now as well with if I measure the whole range from yesterday's low, which is 24,628, and the high is 24,793. And you have the fib levels, right? The 38%, the 0.5, the 0.62, 0.702, and the 0.79. You'll see that the top of that 1202 candle is in the golden zone. So I have that level as well. If we drop down further, that is an area we could tap into. Now we might not go in there because we tapped into the 0.38, which could be enough for it to go back to the upside. But if we're going to be bullish, I wouldn't be surprised it's going to spend more time in this area here, to go to the downside more, to make people think we're going further down, but it's still in a valid retracement area. So it's all good. But let's see what happens we're going to get 330. Yeah, if you look on the 5 minute, there's also like let me show you. I'll show you. Yeah, I have got to work with this screen at the moment. It's a little bit annoying. I don't like it, but I can use Trading View, but it's delayed. I have a problem with my bank for some reason. They don't do any. They stop the international payments. So I'm really fighting them at the moment, and it's pretty annoying. So my Trading View, my data subscription wasn't paid, $8. And now I have delayed data, so I don't want to show that to people because I know some people here don't have delayed data. So I want to show and they come on stream to get the correct time. So I just have to. I want to use this for the people on stream. Yeah. So you see this little wick here. So this could be a rejection block as well. So if we go down, we might hit this level, and this is coincides. Do I have fib levels? Can I use fib on this one here? I wonder if they have fib levels. TradeOvate is a little bit limited drawing tools. Do I have fib? Yeah, Fibonacci. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So you see we already hit the 38. We're now just between 50, and if it goes into this area here, you see it is just in this wick, and then we have the 72% and the 79, right? So, but it's enough already for it to go back up, but we'll see. I mean, we'll have to just wait. 330 is coming. But hey, I'm very excited for today because we've got a lot of news coming, and I think we're going to get a lot of low distribution runs today. So I'm very excited. So that's why yesterday I didn't really mind. You know, I had a couple of losing trades, and I missed that move to the downside. I was okay. You know what? And I looked at the price action. I decided not to get back into the afternoon session because I thought it's going to be a really nice day tomorrow. And I was already hoping that that low would stay in. And I was like, okay, then, you know, we're going to get, it's going to be nice again. How to know where to place the fib? So the fib, you want to use the ranges. So technically, when you have like a large wick like here, you want to use preferably the dealing range, but sometimes you don't have the dealing range, the full ranges yet. So, but for example, if we are moving to the downside and you have this level here already, then you want to just measure the retracement level of this high, because you just pick the high here and then you take this low, because it's retracing, it's going back into this range, right? So if it's just a retracement, it's using this leg up. So you only want to measure, okay, how far does it go? Look, it's going down. I think, you know, our level, that 680-ish, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to go there. And it's funny, we both set that level, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, let's see how far it goes into the range. But you see, it's going down, right? So there's a lot of people that might think, oh my God, we're going further back down. But for me, it really needs to go below the 79%, that's 24,660, before coming bearish. But it could really touch it. Sometimes when you have manipulation, it could really just touch that level. And but yeah, the 1202, one of the very important digital time theory, extend that time, and you'll see that especially when there's a low resistance liquidity run to the downside, it uses those times as stops. It's it's not the time itself that is important, but around that time, the algo just creates an imbalance or a liquidity point of significance, because the algo is scripted against time. It needs some reference, right? How can it needs to know where it needs to go and where it needs to do specific things. And the market only does two things: seeks liquidity or balances out imbalances. We can add a third one, that is create liquidity, but you know, that's just yeah, I guess that's just part of the market, how markets work in general. But so specific times do specific things, and like midnight is the start of the algorithmic day, right? So but then time uses specific times to do specific things and refers back to them, and that's also where time cycles comes in. Zusi he figured out I think he figured out the enigma, to be honest. He goes more into depth, but he doesn't share all the knowledge yet, but he does share. They use the 90-minute cycles. It's very interesting what they shared so far. I could definitely recommend, if you're interested in time, also go into Zusi's YouTube channel, because he knows. He figured it out completely, I believe. Yeah. But for now, for me, this works pretty well. And the root candles, there are more of them. And like yesterday, my trade, what I said, the 1034 in the afternoon, in the morning, is very important. What will happen around 1034, price will create a move to the upside if it's going to be more bearish. So that was for me, I was waiting specifically for the 1034, and price did exactly that. It moved a little bit up, and we had more confirmations because we already tapped into midnight, and you could see that the wicks were going lower and lower. And I just failed to even, I was making the analysis and I failed to get in at the right time. and I missed the move to the downside because I got a few stop loss because I had very bad execution, and then they wick you out, right? Or they just go back and forth for a while, and then your entry is not perfect. Then in days like that, you are liquidity, literally. So yeah, that was me yesterday. Analysis was correct, execution was shit, and I was punished for that. But you just stop, and then okay, it's fine, it's okay, things happen, and you journal it and you learn, and next time the algo doesn't get you. But anyway, so now we're just watching and see how far it will go into the range. 340. So digital time theory also uses time ranges. So we are now in a time range which is from 3 o'clock till 3:40. Now it could be that we're just going to use that time to move further down into the retracement, or we are at 3:30ish, because then that's an interesting time. Always we could start moving back upwards again. So we're just going to watch and wait, see what price is doing. Casey, are you using TradingView as well? Is the placement of the Fibonacci clear for you for this to calculate the retracement in this case? Or let's say we think it's a retracement, because we never know 100% at all. But at some point you have to have an analysis and be confident about it. Even though if I go over an analysis, it's not like I think like, oh my god, I know everything. But you have to have some confidence, right, in a trade, and place it with a proper stop loss. And I always have in the back of my mind that I can go wrong. But if I say I'm extremely bullish, it's just my analysis. But I am aware of the fact that I will never master the markets, because there will always be smarter. But from the journaling and from it is just high probability, but you have to have confidence in what you. That is something that I really also and also confidence in being wrong. I mean, I really don't care, even on stream. If I have a losing trade, I don't care unless I really are YOLOing and starting tripping, and then you guys can hold me accountable. But you need confidence in your trades, but also have the confidence to get to be stopped out, right? So that's the point I want to make. It's not like, oh, I know it or whatever. Yeah, you need TradingView. It's very important. So even though I have delayed data, I can still charge for analysis, because if the price has already been made and all my settings are there that I use for the rest of the day. So it's a little bit shitty that I can't use it now for to show. But I wonder if people really are watching it, because I don't know if people just watch the price action and just want to see the where you get in and where you get out in the trade. But anyway, yeah. So now let's see if this is the if it's now below the 0.5 level. I think I need to. Did we tap into 0.5? Not yet. Okay, we did not take. Let me see. Okay, so we printed now the first presented fair value gap of the London session. So if you guys also use the first presented fair value gap, like ICT teaches in the AM session, you can do the same thing in London. So you wait until after 3 o'clock, because we also have a silver bullet, right, in London. But what you do, now you can see the first presented fair value gap. We have you see there's a little imbalance above it as well. So you take the whole fair value gap, including the imbalance, when you see this happen. and just mark the extent that fair value gap out in time. So it is the one that printed at 2 past 3, but there is an imbalance above it, so you just take it up and you close it to the close of that body of the 301. I'll do it on the on my chart as well to show you. Okay, where is it? I need to go to the 1 minute. Okay. So this candle here, right? You don't want to use the, where is it? Here you go. This one here. I'm going to mark that one. We might get into a long here. Let's see how it goes. If it goes over the first presented. Okay, so this is the candle here. Okay, go away. I hate you. Okay, on the monthly contract, it doesn't have this. On the continuous, it has this. Okay. Little gap here. Do we have? Let me see if we have any. I want to see if we have any SMT with ES or upcoming SMT. We have and Q took out a low. Did ES do that? Okay, there's no SMT yet. We don't have SMT. I'm looking at the higher time frame SMT though. Yeah. Okay, let's see how low we're gonna go, because yeah, we know it's highly likely that we're gonna go a little bit lower into the retracement zone. And both me and Casey have the 680 level in our mind, right? We wanted to go there before. I'm interested in I have a bullish bias, so I prefer waiting for a better setup to the upside until I'm really proven wrong that either my bias is wrong. So I just want to wait until I get a good setup to go to the upside. So I have 24,680. Sorry, guys, 24,680 as if you're short. Be careful at 680 level, or just use the Fibonacci retracement, right? Just take the whole range, and 0.79 is the low of that range. We want to stop there and go back up. So Casey, for you, there's another root candle which is very important, which is printed just now. That's the 312. I'll just mention them, and I'll send you the PDF. And anyone who's interested, just let me know then, because I tried to put it in the chat here, but for some reason I can't put any PDF or documents in the chat. But 312 is a very important one, and it works together with the 658, which will form in a few hours, right? So those levels work together, and especially when you have large distribution moves, it will really help frame a trade. But yeah, just if I just mention a time, just write them down and just start watching them. We're just watching for now. I love it that we have midnight. Oh, my throat is killing me. We have midnight a little bit higher, and we've been just trickling down from it. So unless we're going to get a trend day down, then we won't see it anywhere soon. But I'm sort of hoping. I hate to use that word, by the way, but because I'm bullish, I like that. If we're going to start making our way back up, that midnight is there, that we might even get to that level in either pre-market or just still in London if we get our retracement here. If we are going to go below the Fibonacci levels of this range, so below the 7.9, and like, okay, then maybe we're going to go a leg lower first, could be, or we might go even bearish, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. And I love the 4 o'clock candle because the 4 o'clock gives a lot of volatility. It's not a 4-hour candle though, but it prints the open price of the 4 o'clock that I use a lot during the day. I see a 10 o'clock above me at 8. So the 4 and the 10 o'clock are very important to me. 24, 820. I might do a longer session today and AM, PM, because of being Thursday news and end of the month. The month end is coming in, and the manipulation that we had Monday, Tuesday, sort of like making me very excited for today and tomorrow. So I'm thinking of doing a longer session, maybe in the so London, stop a little bit, do some stuff that I need to do, and then go back for a longer session in the day. Now let's see, it's almost 3:30. In this area you don't, I mean, I wouldn't want to get in because we are either going to reverse at some point or we're going to make a leg lower, and for a short it's a little bit too late, I think, to get in. And so for me it's just waiting for are we going to get a reversal and a nice change in state of delivery on minimal 5 on the 5-minute to go to the upside, or are we going to get bearish and we have to reassess and find an entry to the bearish side? And then I would say I would like to wait first for retracement to go up. So that's why you want to have a if it's just a retracement up, it wouldn't be a change in the state of delivery on the 15-minute, for example, right? So if I would really turn, so that's why you want to have, if you want to switch bias, you have to really be aware that is it a retracement or is it a reversal, right? Because on the higher time frame, we have 2 very bearish candles. Now I'm going to go to the 5-minute on this one because I just want to see what's going on. See, it hit exactly the 61.8, right? Inversion. $331. I'm going back to the one because see if we can frame an entry to the long side. I think we might be. This is a beautiful V-shaped recovery. We already went back up. Yeah. This should have been the entry here. $331. Yeah, it's a long. I'm getting in. I'm marketing order in now.
Order filled.
The 1 micro. Stop is going to go below here. Actually, this was the entry here, right above the first percentage. Now, where would be my TP? Where would I put my TP? Settlement price 739. $739. Oh, this is where I put my.
Okay. Order filled.
See, this is because I have delayed date on the trading view. I'm just. No. What am I? Why is my data so different? 721, 739. Okay, we got there already. Okay, we are already at 739. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Okay, 739. I think it's going to delay there a little bit. Yeah. I think it's going to delay here because settlement price is right over here. Yesterday's settlement price at 739-ish. So that's why we had this run up, and it could blast through it, but it also could just delay here for a while. And we're also at the end of it's 336-ish. So let's see what happens. Well, I made $6.60, guys, so I can get some coffee and some like a nice piece of bread somewhere. But I'm handicapped. I feel handicapped now, to be honest, without my trading view. I mean, I have trading view, but but you see, because settlement price, yesterday's settlement price is at 739-ish. So what happens is that it just uses those levels just for stalling, right? Or so you can put on settlement price. It's very easy to put settlement price in TradingView, by the way. You don't need any indicator for that. So if you go into settings, and let me see, trading, where do I, where do you put it on? Skills and lines. I think it's skills and lines. Hold on. Yeah, so you go into skills and lines and in settings, and then you see previous day close. You tell them what you want it to be, how a red or a line or whatever, and then you where did I do that? Can't remember how I put that in. Yeah, so you click on the time on the right hand side in TradingView, and then you have labels and lines, and then you just choose previous day close price line. So Casey, I would also put that on your TradingView chart, because you'll see it uses it a lot as also algorithmic important level where it goes back to. It will store a lot there or stop there. 302. Now let's see, what can be the endpoint? 40, 42, daily open. Yeah. Well, the macro is starting soon. I think we're going to be bullish from. I don't think we're going to go back down. I mean, I would be really surprised if it happens, but it could though. It could go one leg lower, but we'll see. Let's see what happens at 350. Look at the images. I'm so handicapped. Daily, 4 hour. Ooh. We might go lower first. 603. Why? Why? It's event horizon. It's the midpoint of between two NWOGs. We didn't have a ping pong Monday or Tuesday. So the midpoint of 2 N-walls is very important. And it's right below that 4-hour low. And we're still bearish. We still haven't had a change in state of delivery on the higher time frame. So I am bullish, yes, but still bearish. Or did we have a 15-minute? We actually do now. Let's see. It's just one 15-minute candle. Still waiting. The 15-minute is a little bit indecisive for me to really say it's a change in state of delivery yet. Not yet. Yeah. I wouldn't mind if it goes one leg lower before it goes up, right? Okay, 343. Um, Look, this this is just beautiful liquidity waiting to be taken out. But the question is now, the only thing that I'm asking myself is, are we really done with this retracement? Because it hit exactly the 62%, right? But I wonder if it doesn't want to, if it's not going to go one more leg low and then go up. Because if we're going to be bullish for the rest of the day, We don't have to go up now, right? It's still, it's not yet. It's 3:45. And we still got these equal lows here as well on ES. And do we have them? Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm getting into a short, to be honest. Let's see what the macro does. But you know, this is the thing with these times, it just starts running. I think we're just going to go down fast now. Oh, it's so cold that my coffee is already really, really cold. I'm going to switch on the heater here. Hold on. I need to get the. Let me know if it makes too much noise. But I need to warm up a little bit. I'm like an ice cube that is stuck to the chair now. It's summertime. Okay, 3:48. So, let's see how we are. Are we going to get a continuation to the move up, or are we going to go further back down and then go back up? Or are we done? Now, watch this, how it reacts in this level here, because we got the first percentage of London here, but we have technically a breaker here, right? Let's see if it respects this breaker. Okay, macro starting. Watch always when the macro starts what the first candle and the first two candles are doing. I'm on the 1 minute here. Okay, guys, I want to point out again something. I don't know if the people who are helping with me, they know what I think about this structure here, right? It's on ES. Let's see, we have that on NQ as well. Um, I'm bullish on the day, but not bullish yet in the sense of that, oh, I'm going to get in full, just going to enter with a mini and stuff like that. No, not yet. I'm just not sure if it wants to go a little bit deeper into this range, maybe. I just don't like this structure here for, just doesn't look done. Just created a nice equal, just a nice swing point again. We love swing points, right? Because swing points are points that are going to be taken out again. It's a beautiful V-shaped recovery, but is this the max? Because look, this is just beautifully orchestrated for low resistance liquidity run to the downside. The S and Q seem to be in sync at the moment. We don't have any SMT. I really want to see SMT for a nice move. We could get SMT, by the way, if it and Q would take out, if, for example, this high and Q or ES doesn't, that could be to the downside. But it looks like this flat bottom here, juicy flat bottom, lack of manipulation. We've got one here as well on the 1 minute. Do we have one on the 5? Let me see. No, we don't. No. 1 minutes are not so strong, to be honest. I noticed that they're not really, you know, like, but this is a 15-minute one. And well, I don't trade ES, but I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, price definitely wants to, you know, get this flat bottom, needs some manipulation. Like it's a delayed manipulation. But it doesn't have to do it now, right? It can do it later on. Inversion. Yeah, it's a short. I think I'm going short. I'm gonna give it a go.
Order filled.
Don't follow me if you're not sure about the trade, because I'm taking a little bit of a risk here. VPR, we tapped into it, we move lower. This should be classical model 2022, right? Take liquidity out, we go down, we move into it in a macro. This is model 2022 ICT. But they fill, this one, they can fill, right? If we go up, sometimes the model 2022 fills. Let me go to the 5-minute. The unicorn here. I just don't know. No, I'm just about it. Flat one. I'm gonna wait till 4 o'clock because we're gonna get an impulse of volatility at 4. And just get out. I'm gonna be.
Order filled.
Did you? Oh, you're trading silver and gold. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with you at some point. I'm just gonna wait till 4 o'clock, guys. Why? Because 4 o'clock always gives a nice impulse, and it gives a nice manipulation move as well. And that move will give us a lot of information. Like we could go all the way back up to midnight. Oh, here we go. Yeah, if we go up, we're going to go all the way up to midnight. Take a look at silver. You want me to? Oh, you want me to take a look at silver? What's the ticker of silver? You see, guys, you can see that I'm not really confident in my trades, right? When I'm doing like that, I just don't. I don't have the full confidence that I have sometimes. And when I have that, I know I should not just trade. And maybe because I'm on stream, I want to get into a trade, but I really want like 3, 4 things, like confluences that match, and then I get into a trade. But then I go, even on a 25K or 50K account, I do get in with a mini sometimes, but then I really need that confidence, and I usually pass my evaluations in a day, and that's why I go with the funded next with the rapid one, because you don't have any consistency rules for the evaluation phase. But you do have it once you pass, then you have the consistency rules for your funded. So that's why I do take it. Let's just watch the Yeah, SE. Okay, I'll have a look. Let's just watch 4 o'clock. I just want to see what it does right now, because this is the juicy time. And I'll have a look, no problem. So midnight, if it goes up, let me see, where is midnight? How far are we? Midnight is 785, but we also have daily midpoint 770. 770. 770, so that will be right over here if we're going to go up. It looks like we are not done maybe to the upside, right? In a minute. 770, so still 30 points to go. 401, we have a manipulation right here. 770 is the upside. It's a daily midpoint, so that could be a let's get in. I'm gonna take it.
Order filled.
It's gonna be a fast one, I think. Yeah, there we go. Come on, take it to 770. Now, this is like a manipulation move that I'm taking. So this is actually a quick scalp. This should be in and out. I'm just using the 4 o'clock time wick, the manipulation move. But I wanted to go a little bit higher before I get out. This is just a scalp. But it's a little bit too long for a scalp for me, to be honest. Okay, I'm getting out.
Order filled.
But I think it's going to go to 770 if it's going to go up. 20 points. This is where I would take my, if you're in, it's a little bit fickle. That's why I don't like it. It just doesn't have the, still high resistance, right? It's 403, 404. Now we're in a fair value gap here, so it could stall again. Yeah, exactly. But this is a daily midpoint, also a very algorithmic, important level. Yeah. Are you done already? Thank you. Now, the best entry would have been here, right? You get in at the retest of this area here. If you missed that, it's this wick, exactly the 4 a.m. wick. You want to get in, you have to open, it goes low, you end on market order in. I was a little bit late, but what I do is then I market order in and then I ride it up a little bit. And that's a scalp. That is just in and out. And that's where my model is based around the 10 o'clock. That's a similar way of, but then I have a larger range that I take because the London has already printed, I get in the manipulation of the 10 o'clock candle because that's a new 4-hour candle. Watch it go a little bit up. I don't like this price action, but algorithmic is still doing it, you know, it's still giving the little signatures that it's still bullish. Here another, this is a, could be another entry, retest of this one here. 770 will be my my TP for this run, and then I would just reassess again. It's just going to use the rest of the time, maybe to, if you playing the macros, always be careful about 8 past 4, because if it reaches this level and you're at this time 7 8ish, just be careful, because it could, you know, it's just the macro just could stop any time, and then it just get a big candle to the downside suddenly. Let me see if there's any other, there might be another level that I missed, but I think 770 is going to be, that's the level that I saw of significance, and it's also 2.5 standard deviation. And the next one is then midnight. Yeah, you know, it never goes in one time to midnight, right? Because people are always confused by that. They see midnight and then they get they think, oh, why is it not going there one line? No, it has little stops along the way. 770, yes. Let's see. Okay, we are at 8 now. It has to go there now. Come on, go. I don't want you to take too long. It's my TP-ish. So remember now, we are in the 4 o'clock candle, and we are, let me show you the 1 hour. What are you doing? We are now forming a wick, right? We have a little wick here, but is this going to be the wick, or is this little thing the wick already? So that's also what you need to ask yourself. Are we going to go into this? See, in the 770s also in the fair value gap, in an hourly fair value gap. So but you see what it did, right? It just didn't run all the way. It's stalling, stalling, stalling. That's why I don't want to be in that price action. That's why I get out very, very quickly. But hey, it's not done yet. But it's just you know, back and forth, a little bit back in the range, and then it uses the next macro. But I am quite confident that we're going to get some nice moves later today, because we got news. And that's why I don't mind not trading it. I love watching it and talking about it and looking at those levels and watching price action. Yeah, so just thinking what time. I do want to go back on and then maybe do a longer one, because it's a nice day. And next week I will not be around all week, so I think And I think Thursday is a nice day to do a marathon again. So you see what I said about a pass, right? You see what happens when it starts stalling. And even though it might still go to that level at a later point, those macros, they don't, you know, it took liquidity here. So it has minor, it took out minor liquidity. So then it's sort of done with the macro right now, you know? So if you want to take short trades and don't want to be in long trades, or if you have a good entry, you're fine with a little retracement, for example. But if you just want to have in and out trades and you want to trade the macros, just see it started at 4 o'clock here exactly. Actually, sooner, right here at 50ish. Here at 350, it started the run. A little bit of consolidation within the macro, and then you have a continuation. If you have a situation like that from 350, like really the start of the macro, don't expect it to go all the way to 10 past the hour. So then here, when you see like these little wicks start forming, and you're like, oh, you know what, I've got my money, I'm in from here already, or here, for example, you just get out, right? It's still a good trade because it's still 33, 20, 40 points, you know? And also in this, when you have these markers, you see then it makes it run just out of the macro as well. But it either go down or it just makes the run after the macro. But if you want to keep, for me, sometimes I just want to trade. I have less. Yeah, so it's most likely going up to 70 here. Let's see what it does. Like technically, you can extend the macro to quarter two and to a quarter, like make it a half an hour. So quarter two, the hour to 4:15. But yeah, you really have to get into your journaling and see if that works for you. I know some people really work that way and then they leave their trade on. But I think it's a little bit more risk involved because it can go into the range. But if it does go higher, it can do that until quarter past. This is 11. So we're going crazy. Yeah, I mean, gold and silver, definitely going into it. I don't think I'm going to change my screen now because it's a little bit, I just want to keep it like how it is. But I'm going to go with you, Casey, and I'm going to study it and look for, to combine it with NQ. But I just really love NQ, to be honest. But I think it's good to have, especially if you guys are trading it, it's good to know what's going on and at least can do analysis on it as well. Oh, I'm really looking forward to today, to the action. Okay, see, I sent you the PDF file. Yeah. So we all know about the macros, right? And the times from the ICT, but there's also like you could also see the 20 past to the 40 minute after the hour. Mostly those are continuation runs, so it doesn't take out the liquidity itself, but it just continues running. So for example, if we're going to go up higher, you could see a continuation run starting anytime soon now. And obviously we have liquidity higher, and look. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to start running at 20 past and then go to midnight. We do have, like I said, the 770 point. That's a daily, that's from the daily range, the midpoint. So it tends to stall there. So it doesn't mean it's going to reverse or have a retreat, but it could get a little bit, you could see at 770, a little bit of that it stops. So let's see what happens. I'm going to wait for I'm not going to trade. I'm not interested at the moment. I want low resistance. I'm really low resistance kind of gal. I want to get in, hardly any drawdown, and have like not large moves, just that they go. So I'm just gonna sit. I'm just gonna tape read this one because I know it's coming. I know we're gonna get a very. It's Thursday. We have a lot of news. We had a lot of manipulation. Literally, not even this week, but last week was also not a good week. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my candy. Okay, now let's see. Let's see what happens if it starts running at 20 past. If it's going to be a continuation move, or are we going to reverse here already? Do you guys hear music, by the way? I can't hear. I had to make sure there was no echo, so I did it. Maybe I should put it on. Then you guys should tell me if it's. Okay. If you hear echo, then I know I need to change it back. I just want to make sure that everything is okay. I don't have any emojis here, or I could maybe copy and paste some emojis to use them on my trader board. $21, 421. Let's see. Are you gonna run? Yeah, I think it's gonna run to the upside. Casey, do you still? I mean, are you also in school? I mean, you're still very young, right? So, are you, or are you a full-time trader already? Is your dad already getting you ready to for this career? I mean, if you know what you do, I mean, you know, if you know how to trade at a young age, I mean, pretty set for life, I think. I wish I was younger that I got into it, to be honest. Yeah, I thought so. I was thinking it. Yeah, I kind of thought, maybe this is kind of what I do in the meantime. Hey, I mean, your dad is getting you into it. I think he knows what he's doing. I mean, you know, we've got very young, like Zusi, he was 18. I think he's a multimillionaire already from trading. He's a good example. There are a couple of really young guys in our community that are, you know, you guys just pick it up very quickly. And if you understand how the markets book and you know how it works and you don't spend too much time in the retail and you get to the right, I mean, I think if you get ICT on when you're really young, it really resonates. And you guys, I think what I see a lot is that especially the younger guys, the building blocks that ICT gives, they understand it in a way that maybe the older people don't get it so as quickly, and then they can move deeper into it, and they just do it really, really well. I mean, Zusi is, I think, one of the best examples. You should check out Susie, his channel. I think he might be a good inspiration for you, but also what his content is pretty awesome. And now also he's working together with Jamie, GME, and they go into the time cycles, but they don't give everything away. But if you read between the lines, there's a lot of information there. So Zusi I think would be a good fit for you to check out. And also, what's his name now? He's part of the, I think his name is Brox, Brox. They're basically from the same, they're on the same, but they do have different channels and they do give out a little bit of different information. But they're pretty awesome. They're pretty solid, and they really, yeah. Check them out, especially Zusi. He might be very inspirational for you as well. You being so young and getting into it. Yeah. Hey, when you learn how to trade, you have a skill for life, really. And you just never stop learning, right? Because the markets are just. So I guess you're never too old to start, but if you are young, you have an advantage, I think. Yeah. But you're never too old to start. If you put the time in it and you just, you really take it seriously, because it's not a hobby. It can become hobby time-wise, but if you really start doing it, you should really deep dive into, study a lot. See it as a business, right? You invest money in it and you want money to come out of it. So that's important. Yeah, T-Trades is, you do the ICT one, you have to go through the, to the pain and the long sessions, especially core content, right? You want to get the basics. And then T-Trades is, I use T-Trades for refreshers, and that guy, I mean, he deserves a medal he's getting a lot of shit right now because he has an indicator and he asks money for it and he's getting shit over that. But if you look at his channel, what he has done for free, I mean, I don't understand people. I mean, why, It's ridiculous. Everything is for free, but then sometimes now he advertises on for his indicator, which is just saving time, because he automated thing. He used two degrees for that, and it costs money to make an indicator, right? And then he charges, but he doesn't charge money for the education. He does everything for free, like it should be, because we get it for free, right? If we learn for free, we have to pass it on for free. That's my motto. But he didn't ask anything, but he made an indicator. Yeah, hell yeah, he's allowed to ask money for that, right? And now he's getting shit for that. It's so ridiculous. I mean, he has hours of content, which is so good. I think he's, besides the ICT, maybe even actually, I don't want to say that better than ICT, but better in the sense of it's shorter and it's still precise, right? But ICT leaves a lot of little gems in his things that if you are listen what he says and then write it down. It's very little things. It's how I noticed something. For example, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. And I was thinking, and one time he says, yeah, but in one of his sessions, it's totally unrelated of the TGIF. He says, yeah, but like for TGIF, do you think it's only applicable for a Friday? Things like that. And then I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, interesting. Of course, OHLC, right? Open, high, low, close. We always have, every candle has like, a wick, and it goes back into the range. 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 30 minute. So I was thinking, if he says the weekly, what about the monthly? And I started looking at the monthly. And if you have a Friday, which is end of the month and end of the week, and then you have an overlap, it doesn't happen a lot, but you just know where price is going to go at the end of the day. The range, the zone. Right? Because you need to have a TGIF though, but it's things like that. So also the 4 hours, it's just a 20% retracement of a candle, but that's the weekly range. So he uses that one, but little things like that. So like they're building blocks. Everything he does are building blocks, and you need to figure some stuff out for yourself. He made it hard for lazy people to get to it. But if you sit through them, yeah. It's also funny, his videos, when he does a mentorship, you see the first video has as a lot, and then you see the mentorship, like I think core content or mentorship 2022, you can really see how further you go into the mentorship, that the views go down. So most people they only watch the first one or the first two ones, and then they stop. So it's funny, but yeah. It's all the information is out there for free. But I added the time theory, so you got anyone who wants a PDF about digital time theory, let me know and I can forward it to you. I added more time elements to it, to my trading. But it works very well with the ICs. Now let's see, it's 4:30. Let's see if we can get the run to the 70 level. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's never enough. And if somebody, he puts in the work, he puts so much. And I mean, his Tip Trades, his videos are really of high quality. Actually, a lot of people thought he was a bot or something, because his voice is very calm and very very the same, and it's very professional what he does. PDF, and you can get his PDF files, and it's amazing. I mean, yeah. So I don't want to be, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't even though we're going up, it doesn't interest me to be in it. It would have been interest me. I made one short, it was a game, I was making fun of myself because I was doing a stream, and it was NFP Thursday, and I saw a trade, and I just knew where it was going to go. I had my bias, and I had like 3 or 4 confluence, and I did enter, and the stream, it took me 1.5 hours for 40 points, and it did get there, but and then I thought, okay, I should make a short on that because I was like, oh my god, and I was talking to myself, I was talking to NQ, and it was one of my first days, so there were not many people here anyway, so I didn't have many people to keep me awake. So I made a joke about it, like how I was how a day trader can go nuts when you sit in a trade. As a day trader, you don't want to be in 1.5 hour trades for 40 points. 40 points, you want to be done in 5 or max 15 minutes, but not 1.5 hours. You don't want that. I don't want that. So I just made and I had to practice editing as well, right? Because I'm getting into YouTube and I need to edit videos and stuff like that. So there is a short, and it's a joke on. I just made a joke on myself, and it's out there. It's fun. It's the quality. I didn't know when you make a short, what do you see, what do you don't see. You're gonna make it. You can't make a thumbnail. You have to use one of them. I didn't know all these things, so it's not the highest quality, but it's. I think it's. I always look at it and I make fun of myself. I'm like, okay, I learned my lesson there. You do not get into trades you don't want to be in. You only want to be in high, in low resistance liquidity runs. But I love to tape it though. I can't get enough of it. Now, how do you know that there will be, can you know that there's going to be accumulation here? So we have accumulation to the downside here, right? So we can expect it a little bit up as well. Yeah, have a look. And if you've, it's made by Anar and Nine, and they also have their own Discord and their own indicator. But the information, you don't need any of it. You can plot the root candles yourself. But it's just a lot of extra information which will help you, I think, because and they see for today, mark the 312 root candle, so the 1 minute, because you got trading view, so you can do that. You mark the 312 and the 658. Because if we're going to get a large liquidity run, because we're moving away from the 312, right? The 312 is literally where we had a turn. So, what time is it now? If we're going to go down, watch the 312 level and the 658. Okay, we're not printing yet. There's still some time to go. But if in pre-market, one scenario, if we go to, we're going to go, this is a low resistance liquidity run to the upside, right? So a scenario that could happen is that we print the 658, the 06, 2 minutes to 7, that it makes its way to midnight around, it can take hours to just make 40, this last 40 points or these, and just mark those two levels, because you will see, especially we're moving away from the 312 now, it's a point of interest at some point for everyone who's here. The 312, the 1 minute, extended, and the 658. That still has to print. But there are more. But anyone who wants that PDF, let me know. Let me know what you think about it, Casey, when you're done going through it. I just want to check if I sent, because he said there are a couple of them. Just want to make sure we got everything. Yeah. Hey, SMC Charter, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yes. Let me. They should be all in the PDF. You will have all the times when you. And for well, I think I'll start an afternoon because I also want to go over the 1034. Yesterday was a very good example as well. The 1034 worked really well. Um, the 10, that's why you always see, yeah, so you have the 658 and 312, and you use the 1 minute. It's the 1 minute candle that you use the 1 minute candle for those times, right? But you have candles in Asia, in London, and AM and PM session. But the 1034 was a good example how beautifully it worked out yesterday. And I went over the analysis, but I didn't take the trade properly, even though that candle exactly helped my bias, because the logic of 1034 is that. So you always hear me say, I'm not waiting for 1030, I'm waiting for 1034, and then I watch what the candle does. But if you want to go short, you should go short above the 1034 level, because what happens a lot of the time, the price stalls there and makes either a little bit of retracement if we're bearish, or it goes a retracement on the other side if we're bullish. But the 1034 is a very important candle for the AM session, especially in times of consolidation and when you're at the end of consolidation. Look at the candle yesterday. Just mark it, the 1034, and see what happened. It was the last move up before it made the move down. Yeah. Time. Time. We love time. How are you doing, SMC Charter? Did you trade? I'm waiting for today. I think we're going to get a nice price action today. I'm very excited for today, to be honest. I'm not getting into this low resistance BS. I'm not interested. I made a little bit of money. I have some coffee money on a micro, just in and out, 2 scalps. But I'm waiting for to make my rent money today. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I think we're just going up in a high resistance run, and I'm bullish for the. I would like to know your bias, because I think because we had looking at the weekly profile, we had two Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday was a range, was inside Monday day, so we didn't have a Tuesday high or low, but we did have a Wednesday low. And according to my journaling and my weekly profiles that I monitored, if we have a situation like that and we make a low, it is a good indication for a bearish price action for the rest of the week. Also considering that we're at month end, we have settlement price Friday for the rest of the month, because we've got 2 more days, Monday and Tuesday then. So I'm just thinking like maybe we are going, at some point we're just going up on Thursday and Friday. What do you think? Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna end the stream at some point. Maybe let's wait to the 450 and macro, and then we're gonna get ready for the AM session, I guess, because I'm really looking forward to that, and really trade as well. I'm just not interested in this price action, but it gives us a lot of information, right? I'm just looking also at ES. We've got this flat bottom here. I just wonder if we're not going to get back one more leg lower. right into that in our Fibonacci range, and then go up. So we didn't even make it to the midpoint, the daily mids and midnight. So I just love to take read anyway, so it's okay. I think I managed to get the quality of the webcam better because I was like, I spent so much hours on it. To be honest, I could have made videos, but I wanted to make a video about the London silver bullet, but I had so much technical issues, and I looked at the stream the last few days, and I'm like, oh my god, the webcam, it looks so horrible, and in OBS, it's beautiful. But apparently, YouTube, when you have the wrong settings or some settings, it just gives a very compressed. It gives a very compressed version. I'm like, oh my god, that looks horrible. So, are you trading new? Yeah, I'm thinking of doing. Yeah, so you know, in all honesty, Casey, can I call it insecurity? Maybe I'm just gonna be honest, because there's so many good streamers already at New York. I thought, I'll just do other sessions. But then again, I'm like, I actually don't care now. So I just sort of like avoided it because I thought, let me just do London and I'll do some other sessions. But I'm like, I should just go online whenever I'm trading and behind my laptop and, you know, so I'm just gonna go online. Yeah, I'm gonna do it now. And I don't, it's not about the amount of subscribers or views. I really actually, yeah, I do want to grow, but it's not my main, I love that you are, joining me and that I can, give you some, speed up some things and point you out to like Susie and things like that. You being so young, that's really, those things get me really excited that, you're hanging out with me and, I just, it's all about the people that are here already that I really enjoy it. So I am going to start, and I'm going to do New York AM today as well, and maybe just make it as long as price action is good. If I'm behind my computer, I'm just leaving my stream on. So it doesn't have to be a shorter stream because maybe we get consolidation in the AM session. If we get a good move, maybe in pre-market, right? It might consolidate maybe a little bit, and then we get a larger move later. So I'm just gonna. And it's Thursday. It's my favorite day, trading day. So and next week I won't be here on Thursday. So yeah, I'm gonna do see how it goes, and if it's a good day, I'm just gonna leave my stream running. I might take a little break for some food. But yeah. I would love to see it to go to our level, right? We said 80, what was it? 680, right? Are you going to trade New York, Casey? So Casey, if you have time today, before the New York Open, look at the, well, if you can go through the whole, it's not that thick, but just look at the 1034, the thing that he writes about the 1034 and the root candles. Well, you actually want to know all of them because the ones that are already printed, I'm just thinking which one will be of most significance. But then again, if we go up, they are printed in Asia, so you also want to know which ones are those because they might become, and you might want to start extending them on your on your chart. And if you are interested, I have a link for the indicator, but you don't need any indicator now. At some point, if you're going to use it and you want to automate it, then I would highly suggest, okay, then at some point you want to have the indicator, but you don't need that. You can extend them all by yourself. The only thing that you miss are the volatility ranges, but I can I have them here, so you don't need to. I can show you. I'll just put on my other chart on as well, so I can tell you what the volatility ranges are, how far the trades could go. Mm. So let's see. Yeah. But because the 312 is below, right, where we had the turn. So the only thing that I'm thinking of now, really, it's like, okay, are we going to go there now, or is it going to wait until it prints the 658, right? Because it helps you also in that way, and also root candles, you can use them as premium and discount. So it's another way of, instead of just having the dealing range. And if you're in a trend, it's very hard sometimes to establish the where's premium, where's discount. Now, because of the 312 and the 658 working together, I am. It helps me already thinking, are we going to go down now? Because I think, yeah, we don't have the 658 yet, right? So that's sort of like makes me a little bit hesitant of the move down, and I'm like, okay, it's maybe more likely that it's either going to consolidate more, or is it going to go a little bit higher, and it's going to leave the 312 until it prints the 658. You understand what I'm saying? So if you understand how these prices work, how those candles work together, sort of helps you with your bias, right? Because I'm like, it's highly unusual that it will go now back into the 312 when it's 10 minutes to 5, and we haven't had that other candle yet. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how they help me in my bias as well. Like if I go over. Now it could go all the way down again to that level, and then maybe go back up again, and then but it's sort of like it makes me a little bit hesitant to. It's 4 a.m. It's now 4 a.m. where you are. Are you in Eastern time, right? Yeah. The good part of being young is that you learn very fast. You learn much faster. It's really, it's true. When you get older, things get hard. I mean, my brain just, I love studying and I love learning things, but it really is a thing that when you get older, you're just less, you just like, also like, oh, with OBS and things like that. And I love just trying out new things, but then with the sound doesn't work, and like, oh, I already went through it, and then why is it not working? And I'm like, and I asked ChatGPT again, and I mean, I think even as a bot, he must think, oh my god, you asked it 100 times already. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I don't remember. I have to, what are the settings for audio? What are the settings for this? What are the settings for that? So, head and shoulders. Yeah, I don't. That's for me. I have all these things in the past. That's for me all in retail. But everything works at one point, right? But yeah. So important time. So what you can do in TradingView is activate the previous day close line. So that's settlement price. I have it as a red dotted line on my TradingView. That's a very important algorithmic price, which we will see is referred to a lot of the times. Then you'll see there's one root candle, the 10 past 4, but for me, the more important one is the 4 a.m. And the 4 and the 10. Those are my favorite. And then midnight, Eastern, everything is Eastern. I don't live in Eastern time, but my computer is in Eastern. Not my phone though, but but yeah, those are important time levels to always have on your chart, and I think that's a good start. You'll start seeing in the journal, and you start watching these times and see how they behave. And let's see what the 312 now. If it's going to be untouched for now, and we are leaving it maybe for, but most of the times, I have to say most, is that the 312 will be a level that it will be gone through again before. So if we're bullish, we want to see it run through before a certain time, right? So I'm thinking maybe now it will go back to that level after 658. But I just hope my bias is, I just hope I'm not wrong on my bias that we're bearish. So that's sort of like, I'm just, going over levels, but hey, I'm happy I'm not in a trade. I'm just happy to hang out and go over price action and talk about time and price and talk about charts. I'm a nerd. I can do it all day, I guess. I think maybe that's my problem I have with my throat. That's why I'm it's almost, I have another one. I have another bottle of this one. I talk too much. That's why I want to have I'm going to say that that's my next thing I want to do. I want to have an opportunity to get people on. I think I'm going to try to set that up so I can have, someone come over and voice, not like camera because that's too much of a setup, but just voice, and then they can talk and give their analysis, and we can chat online, like, and have it on the stream. So that's something I want to do. And maybe even get some other streamers, just hop in and say hello and stuff like that. Invite them over just to come say hi. So that's the idea of what I have, because I can imagine that. Well, I don't hear myself because I don't listen to the stream, but I'm just wondering if someone's talking all day. It's like I'm fed up with my voice at some point. But anyway, yeah, it's just an idea. I mean, I think it's also fun. So warm now. Now it's warm. Okay, if we're in a macro, you see how slow it is. It's really, it does run, but it just goes. But yeah, it made a nice move. But basically, we're just in this hanging out in this range. And like I said on ES, this flat bottom. Yeah. I wonder if this area will be the area of where we get the SMT. So we hit this level and we'll just see on the 15-minute here. We'll just check because this is the 15-minute 315 one. Where are we? Yeah. So I'm wondering if this is going to be our SMT for later today, right? So we get a manipulation wick, so it's going to wick just into, and then this will be the rejection of, and then maybe NQ doesn't go into that level, and let's see where the 312 is now. So the low here is 24,698. Let me just see. 24,698. 24,698. Yeah. So it doesn't run. Okay, that means if the, okay, that scenario doesn't work out for me, because that means if we get this wick and we, so they most likely will run together. So are we going to get S&T and allow lower, maybe somewhere in this area then? Okay. I really want S&T for the move up. So let's see. So let's say ES maybe takes out this level here. And Q, okay. Well, we'll have to watch this. But we'll have to see. But I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. And I think the S&T, if we're going to go down, we might have some S&T in this area here before we go back up. If we go back up, but you have to stick to a bias at some point until you're proven wrong, right? So I'm still confident in my bullish bias until it proves me wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's okay. But I'm still bullish. Okay. I think I want to leave it for now. I'm gonna make a new. I'm gonna come back, and then yeah, we'll see how long. As long as price is interesting, I think maybe I'll start a little bit sooner before the market opens. Let me see. I think we have 8:30 news. Let me see what else. That's not. Yeah, I enjoy this thing. 8:30, and then home sales at 10. Not bad. Yeah. I'll start 9 o'clock because then we have the news candle is formed. The 8:30, 9 o'clock is done. So then it's okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think we're just gonna leave it now for here, and I'll be back at 9 a.m. and then we'll see how long. I'll just let the stream run, take a break in between, and we'll see how the day goes. If it's interesting enough, I'm just gonna stay on. I'm just gonna stay on as long as I would be behind the charts, right? So, and as you can see, it's bad weather here anyway, so what else to do than be behind the charts, and it's sort of like I see it as forward testing as well, even though you're not in trades and you're just like on the charts and doing analysis, and yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys later today. Take care. Don't overtrade, and wait, it's gonna, there'll be A plus setups, low resistance liquidity runs. It's coming. You just have to be patient. So for now, I wish you a nice day, and I'll see you later. Ciao, ciao. And anyone who wants the What happened to your? Hey, Romillion. Hey, Sharp. You mean where's my trading view, right? My trading view. I can't pay the bill for trading view because my bank has blocked all international payments, and so I'm very upset about it. So my trading view is delayed data, and I know some people they look at the stream. They need the so I'm just on my evaluation account or my funded account. But sharp, you're very sharp. Yeah. So but I could show my trading view, but it's just for charting if we go back over other things, but not for the live data because it's 15 minutes delayed, right? So yeah, see you later, Casey. So I did not, yeah, so it respected your daily. So Romillion, what is your bias for today, for the rest of the day? But I'll have my trading view charts will be back on. I have to fight them. I'm even threatening them with the lawyer, to be honest. But they said they will reset it the first, so it means I have all my fundings. I live in South Africa and I'm not allowed to make money here, but all my fundings are foreign. But they say no, but it has to come in a specific way for us to consider it to be foreign, that it comes from the outside. So that's why we limit you. I said, yeah, I'm not allowed to. I'm a foreigner. I'm not allowed to make South African any money. But they said no. But so it's just very. They don't want money to go out of the country. It's very corrupt. So I'm very upset because it creates a lot of problems for me. So yeah. So that's why it's like, hey, it looks like I don't have any money to pay my $8 for the TradingView CME subscription, right? So so that's what's going on. Yeah. Very upsetting. Yeah, let me have a look at your daily. But it will be. It's going to be. Apparently, I have a limit. I have a very low limit, which will be reset. But I'm threatening them with the lawyer now. I'm like, hey, I have to go to the bank and really have a really good conversation. And yeah, it's just you know, you just have to be. But Romeo, anyway, enough talk about my situation. Yeah, you said the NQ did respect my one-day fair value gap. Yeah. So are you bullish now, or do you think we're going to go lower? Waiting for market structure shift. Yeah, so you're bullish, right? Okay. I'm very bullish. I'm very bullish, but I wouldn't be surprised if we make one more little leg lower. But on the weekly profile, I usually go on the weekly profile on Wednesday, but because we had an inside day on Tuesday, normally you want to see a Tuesday high or low. We didn't get a Tuesday high or low. We stayed in Monday's range. So then in that case, you have to wait for Wednesday. But what happens most of the times when you see a Wednesday low, which we got, it is a very bullish. It's a very bullish profile most of the times. But combining it with that we are at the end of the month, and what happens a lot, it always happens a lot, right? Because we never know 100%. Because if I look at the structure, it looks sort of bearish. But I also think we're going to go up because we left equal highs. Month end, what they do a lot of the time, they jack the prices up so they can close the books strongly, and we have settlement prices 2 days before the last day of the month, right? We have Monday and Tuesday as the two last days, so that means today and tomorrow they could get the price as high as possible, and then they could just let it, you know, it could drop all the way at once, but then the books are closed already. So with that in mind, I'm also just very very bullish for the AM section. I'm going to come back. I was actually just closing out before you came, so I'm just hanging out with you. But I'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern, and I'm just going to let the stream run as long as price is interesting enough to trade and just hang out with you guys. So that's the time, because I didn't trade this low resistance BS. I'm waiting for the I didn't trade the high resistance that we just had, but I'm waiting for the low resistance, which I expect to come later on after the news candle. 8:30. We're going to get some fun then. So I'm going to get some lunch and maybe do a nice little, even though it's just been raining here for days, I want to have a nice walk somewhere, get some, clear my head a little bit and come back and then be ready for some price action. Yeah. But Sharp, you're the first one who actually commented on my charts, Romillion. So you've got a good eye, but yeah, that's what's going on. My bank is giving me a hard time. That's what they do sometimes. But anyway, that's why they are banks, right? Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope to see you guys later. And don't be careful now, because wait until the news, until you see A+ setup. Maybe you can take a scalp, but don't waste your ammo too much before AM session. Okay, ciao ciao, bye. I see you later.